But President Trump's visit to China is so massive. And it's because he didn't bring bureaucrats with him, Mark. He brought CEOs.
Private sector guys. You want to cut deals with American industry? I brought them.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that? And I was just reading an analysis on X about all the states that could be hugely impacted with deals with China. Texas is one of them. I mean, Tesla and SpaceX. What is that community in Texas, Mark? And you're Mr. Space Fanatic. Is there now isn't there like an entire city that's kind of been taken over by Elon and the SpaceX?
Absolutely is. Out in the hinterlands and down toward the Gulf Coast, Elon has set up through SpaceX and Jeff Bezos has some of his footprint in the state as well. I mean, Florida was sort of ground zero for launching everything to the moon because that was NASA. It was Cape Canaveral, then Cape Kennedy. It's now Cape Canaveral again. But Texas is the launch point for all kinds of things, and it's the confluence of private sector and government partnership for what we're going to be doing and what we already are doing in space is crazy, and a whole lot of it is a Texas story. Yes, sir.
Well, and how excited are you, Mr. Space Fanatic?
Please.
I mean, for you and Lisa to fire up the Roadster and go watch a launch or 2 or 10. I mean, how cool is that? Now, it's a big state. It takes you a long time probably to get there from Dallas-Fort Worth. But it's so many states are impacted. The Midwest, farming. If China reestablishes trade and buying from farmers in the middle of the country. South Carolina is impacted by Boeing. And that's what's so extraordinary. And I don't think critics of Trump know quite what to make of his China visit. Because on the one hand, they don't want to see him succeed at anything. No. But on the other, I think there's a part of them that has to acknowledge that this could be pretty huge for the United States if indeed he can work out some deals with President Xi and this superpower called China.
Fair-minded people will say that, and so let's set aside the people who are so driven by TDS. Listen, we have people rooting against America in a war. So heaven knows they'll have no trouble rooting against him with a trade deal. But for anybody who truly has America's best interests at heart, they want this to go well. Do you ever, and we all should, and I guess the definition of it going well is that it's something that benefits American business, benefits America's economy, is not deleterious to America's national security interests, because, hey, it is China. And obviously from the Chinese end, they are interested in their economic health as well, which is why it's always kind of entertained me when people have said, Mark, China's going to buy up all of America and bring us to our knees. No, they're not. China desperately needs an economically healthy America for their own economic health. I give you the following question, though. Is there something that tugs at you a little bit? Because I want this to succeed. I think it's better to engage with China than to make them a global pariah.
Right.
But this, we said they're looking at President Xi. Oh, what a nice smile. President Xi is one of the most evil leaders in world history. This is one of the most evil communist regimes in world history. I'm not saying don't deal with them, but I'm just saying really got to compartmentalize, don't you? Or am I overanalyzing?
No, you're not overanalyzing, because that's been one of the biggest criticisms that the Trump haters have for him, that he finds a way to cozy up to evil, maniacal, horrible, brutal dictators. Look at his love taps with North Korea, Kim Jong-un. I mean, and they'll say that about Vladimir Putin. I am convinced that the Trump doctrine over things like these, over matters like these, is real simple. He'd rather not be fighting with them than fighting with them. He'd rather get along with even bad people like Xi, like Kim Jong-un, than a threat of possible nuclear annihilation and going to war with them.
And I'll take it. But because he's kind of, it's a psychological game. I don't want to say he's playing them, but he is engaging with them in a way, he sees the world as a deal to be made.
That's
and
right.
I think we've been the beneficiary of that, rather than kind of an old school black and white binary. We are good, you are evil. Even though I'm glad to look at the world that way, there is evil around the world. But from an American presidential stance, to say, listen, no matter what you bring to the table, I'm going to try to find a way to achieve some common ground with you, achieve some kind of relationship with you, because when I do, my country is safer.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.